Right. Russia round 5. Go back to Germany 4 real quick here. Germany bought a bomber and 11 infantry. Bomber, 9 infantry to Germany, 1 and 1 to Italy and Karelia. It took Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, no units lost. Failed Archangel, very nice. Losing an infantry. Also failed Finland. Losing an infantry, killing nothing. But yeah, amazing result there as well. Yeah, stacked West Russia, killing an infantry and artillery, no units lost. Took back Southern Europe, losing an infantry. Then took back Northwestern, killing 2, losing 1. So very lively hitbacks here for the Allies. Germany is definitely paying for what they're fighting for here. The United Kingdom bought 9 infantry, 1 artillery. Yeah, 6 and 1 to United Kingdom and 3 infantry to India. Took back Egypt for 3. Took Karelia, no units lost, killing an infantry. Took Baltic and Northwestern, killing infantry, losing nothing. Then hit Ukraine, losing an infantry. So that was another very good round for the UK. Yeah, perfect trades almost. And cleared Ukraine so I could just hop on in for free. Yep, good stuff. Continue to stack India and move their units into Moscow. That the UK can defend Moscow against Germany and then defend Kazakh against Japan in the same round, which is pretty strong. Japan bought 11 infantry, of course, all into Manchuria and Japan. It took French Madagascar, yeah, for 3. Took Eastern Australia, no units lost, so that was a very good result for Japan there. Yeah, with no air support as well, so that was a very good conquer there. At the very least, with the 3 units there, Japan was fully forced to commit as many men as possible to try and wipe that instead of splitting to New Zealand at the same time. Yeah, took Ivenki, losing an infantry. Failed Novo, which was very nice. Then actually attacked Season 8. Attacked the 2 lone US destroyers. Killing one of them but losing both planes. That is quite the result. To be honest, I'm not too sure why Japan would go after that. With no transport, there's like no real incentive, I suppose. It would stretch the Allies a bit too thin in 3 and 5. Potentially. But that's a massive win for the Allies. Yeah, I mean, I would consider hitting that if there was a transport and I was playing Japan. But I'm sure there are methods behind. There are reasons for Japan's methods here. So that's a very good result for the Allies. So I'm not sure. Because of that result, I don't know if Germany would consider hitting 3. Maybe. But the 2 transports, one of them being UK. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Alright, the US bought another carrier, as you can see, in Season 5. 2 transports, 5 infantry, 1 artillery. Of course, all on the eastern coast here. And then I really like this move, not because of how good the result was, but US moved from 15 to 34, hit Anglo-Egyptian Sudan to clear the Germans before they could explode and take all the Africa income for themselves. Outstanding move. Yeah, so it's UK took Egypt, which allowed the US to go and take Sudan. Yeah, very well played from Gala there. I did notice it myself on UK's turn, but Gala didn't need the mention to see that for himself. So yeah, seriously well played. I'm very big fan of that move for sure. But the result itself was outstanding as well. So yeah, it killed a tank, artillery, 3 infantry, losing an infantry, only losing an infantry. What a result. What a result for the US. Outstanding result. Yeah, the US was completely free to do this. Because Russia has so many units, along with some UK support for Kazakh, that, yeah, it does not matter about the odds here. They're 95 plus on both. Yeah, and the great thing here is that Japan got very comfortable with splitting their navy. That I'm pretty sure... Let me just go back and look on some of these notes. Yeah, Sea Zone 36 and 37 are dead zoned, 80+%. US at 80+% on both of these. So it looks like Japan's going to be forced to block Sea Zone 35 to stop the US taking East Indies. Unless the UK hits 61 with their lone bomber. I'm not sure if that's in the... I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. It might be worth UK going for that. Yeah, just to kill... If Japan... If the UK can kill that destroyer... And the Japanese are forced to sack the carrier if they want to deny US East Indies take. Yeah, that would be interesting to look at, actually. I might mention that. But yeah, since the Japanese got very comfortable splitting their navy, yeah, the US is completely safe to move into 34 and pressure 36, 61 with US air, 2 fighters, and a bomber. So that probably will require fighter to come back. So yeah, that pins a fighter, and this battleship has to run away. Yeah, the US placed their planes here to stop the Japanese escaping this side as well. So yeah, I think this battleship is forced to completely run away to 38, in fact. To go back where it came from. Yeah, that's very outstanding placement with the US fleet here. Yeah, US has left a note here. Yeah, we were concerned that the Japanese could air raid. Yeah, I mentioned that the US could bring the infantry down to apply more pressure on East Indies, but the Japanese could actually just air raid Persia to actually avoid blocking 35, but we did not imagine that Anglo-Egyptian Sudan would be this well off for that result. So I don't think it matters if Japan air raids this, but yeah, UK could put an AA gun, a couple men, just to decentivize Japan losing the remaining of its air force potentially, right? Japan only has 3 fighters to their name. Russia's turn will be pretty simple after that ramble. 7 infantry, of course, all deployed into Russia. Take Ukraine. I'll try and take Yavenki. I'll do a 1-to-1. I want 1 infantry, 1 infantry, 2 fighters. And yeah, block Archangel, block Novo, stack Kazakh, and stack Moscow. So yeah. Alright, that'll be it. I do wish I had the tank. I left the tank here instead, so I did have the option just to completely blitz a tank through. Just to be a menace, just to get some more income as Russia, but is what it is, I guess. I did not predict that far ahead, I guess. I wanted to leave my tanks in Kazakh, so I have more units. Yeah, the reason why I left both tanks in Kazakh is so that I can get more units, more infantry facing Berlin. Not Berlin, West Russia, the Germans in West Russia. Since the tanks can just simply blitz 2 tiles, right? Yeah, this will be it. All right. Good luck to the Russians. Yeah, so my turns are ultimately very simple because the allies are doing everything they can to trade for me, right? And when you play as the allies, you want to preserve the Russians for as long as possible because they are in the center of the board. They deploy directly into the center of the board. So ultimately, you want to preserve the Russians so they could rely on themselves against Germany, but when it becomes late game, to apply as much pressure towards Japan when Russia eventually starts trading against Japan alone, right? Okay, so what I need to do is to ensure that Moscow is more defended and Kazakh, because the UK can simply just move in to Kazakh themselves. So I'm going to pause here and sort that out real quick. Alright, I think I'm happy with this. I don't even need to add anything here to Kazakh. UK alone can sufficiently just move the infantry tank 2 planes down, and it would be completely fine, which is not a bad move either, because then the tank's in range to defend India again. So yeah, along with my Russian tanks as well, like, yeah, that's a pretty nice move to come back. Of course, the UK does actually have the option with this infantry to go try and trade West Russia as well, so. But yeah, I think I can get away with just leaving a man in each territory. Yeah, I'm not fussed if Japan wants to try and air raid this with the tank, or even hit Archangel for Germany with the tank. Yeah, because there's always a chance I get a hit back, you know, 1 in 3 chance. And the trade is a -3 IPC overall for Japan. And I do believe these tanks will be far more useful alive than killing Russians, to be honest. "17 men, 7 artillery, a tank, 2 fighters." Yep. Very safe. Yeah, we'll ultimately see on Germany's turn, but yeah. I think the Allies are slightly ahead. But yeah, 55 attack power for Russia is pretty good. That's the end of Russia round 5, and they'll be back for Russia round 6.